In today's episode, we're talking about a Florida man who killed his girlfriend and then drove all the way to the police station with her body in his car. Welcome, lambs. Welcome to your Florida Man Friday episode. If you are new here, my name is Kai, and this is Love and Murder, Heartbreak to Homicide, the Friday edition. Before we begin, I want to remind you that this episode and all my episodes are sponsored by my lambs in Patreon, patreon.com/Love and Murder. So let's get into this Florida Man Friday. Florida City Police arrested 48-year-old Alexander Roque due to shooting his girlfriend, 44-year-old Yessenia Rodriguez Marquez, on Saturday, April 20th, 2024. He was booked into a Miami-Dade County jail on Sunday, April 21st, 2024, and is charged with felony second-degree murder. Yessenia had come to the U.S. from Cuba recently and had a 12-year-old daughter. Yessenia was a very good mother. Since she came to this country, she was in school. Investigators said Alexander, quote, spontaneously confessed to killing Yessenia when he allegedly drove to the police station with her body in his car. Investigators found a gun that they say was used to shoot Yessenia inside his vehicle. Reportedly, Alexander had called his cousin and had called Yessenia's ex-husband before driving to the police station. When he called them, he sent them pictures of her body and showed her ex-husband the body in a video call. Her cousin said the photos of her body was, quote, covered in blood, and Alexander had allegedly told them that he killed her, quote, while driving around the Florida City area. The husband then told police that while Alexander was driving, Alexander called him and, quote, panned the camera over to the front passenger seat, and that's how he showed him Yessenia's body. As he's showing Yessenia's ex-husband her body, Alexander said to him that, quote, he was a man and that he had to be respected. What does that even mean? After Alexander had finished speaking with them, whether it was via text or phone, both of them called the police. The ex-husband had screen recorded the video call, so he was able to hand that evidence over to the police. He also told cops that Alexander and Yessenia had been in a romantic relationship for about 3 months. 3 months? And you're saying, I'm a man and I have to be respected. What the? 3 months? You know what? In the end of this, how it ended, it's like even 10 years, like, are you serious? Guess what? I'm going to tell you a secret. People. This is for men and women. You don't beg for respect. You get respect. So when you show respect, you get respect. But if you have to beg for respect, obviously, you don't deserve it. That's just a little tidbit for you. And for you to kill somebody talking about, I'm a man and I have to be respected. Clearly, you did not deserve that respect. And then on top of all of that, looking online to see, if he's booked or what has happened so far, he had the audacity. Alexander had the cojones to plead not guilty. So he's been assigned a public defender to speak on his behalf, but so far, no further information has been available. Like, number one, dude, you completely confessed to police. Number two, you drove her body to the police station and completely confessed while you were there. Number three, there is video of you confessing to her ex-husband while you were driving to the police station to confess what you did. Number four, you sent a photo to her cousin where you confessed what you did while you were driving to police station with her body in your car where you confessed what you did. How after all of that are you going to plead not guilty? Are you pleading not guilty on the basis of she didn't respect me as a man? I'm just asking for a friend because I want to know your thought process. Now, as I always remind y'all, if you are experiencing domestic violence, I know in one of those other cases, they explained to us that the best thing to do is to be there to listen. Don't act like it's easy to get out of domestic violence situations. So, with that said, I want you to call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233, 1-800-799-7233. And for those people who don't want to call that number or who are too scared to call that number, for the people around them, if you know anyone going through a domestic violence, please call that number for them, 1-800-799-7233. Or you can go to thehotline.org, thehotline.org. All calls are toll-free and confidential, and the phone number is available 24/7 in more than 170 languages. Please seek help. Please call somebody. Please call a friend. Please call a family. Talk to somebody. Let us know that you are okay. Let us know that you need help. Let us know what's going on. So what do you think about this case? I want to know why he would confess to the murder and then plead not guilty after. Does anybody have any theories as to what could possibly be going on in his head? So I want to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. So the poll question I have for this, in addition to that question, because I really want to know, I can't even fathom why he would do that. So the poll question that I have for this episode is, should people who confess to a violent crime and turn themselves in receive a reduced sentence as part of a plea deal? So let me know your thoughts. It's just going to be yes or no. And you can answer that in Spotify, on our WhatsApp group, or in the After the Pod Facebook group. All the links are in the show notes below. So let's get into your comments from last week's Florida Man Friday. And last week was the children who were taken out of the house. It was a 7-month-old and a 7-year-old, if I remember correctly, because the house was filthy, just littered all over the place, dog feces, the urine, the smell of urine and everything like that, if you remember it. If you don't, go back to last week's Friday episode and listen to that. Oh, it was crazy. So the poll question for last week was, do you believe that employees of child welfare agencies should face harsher penalties for child neglect due to their professional background? And the ones who answered the poll question was 100% of y'all said yes. Stacy Marie. Hi, Stacy. Haven't heard from you in a while. Hope everything's going well. Stacy Marie said, nope, 100% against how this was dealt with. They needed help, not judgment and punishment. This makes me feel sick. Yes, as a worker for DFS, she knew better. She knew all the services to use for the extra help, but we all know they're short-staffed with far more than their recommended caseload. More likely longer hours and comes home knackered. She has a 7-month-old, obviously can't afford to take off 9 to 12 months to stay at home on maternity leave. He had an accident in the past and I presume has chronic back pain. I am so sick of how people gloss over chronic pain and how it works. When it's bad, you can't effing stand long enough to wash your hands without being in excruciating pain, let alone upkeep a house. But no one wants to understand that. They should have got rid of all the dogs for a start, though. No matter what, 5 dogs is ridiculous, and with 2 young kids and a whole house in such a state, no dogs is the only way. They needed one company to do a vermin waste clearing and one to do a deep cleaning. That's all. Then they could upkeep it. Arresting them for neglect is not necessary because it is not intentional. It's a negative cycle and related to mental health. So after I read that, I was like, well, I thought about it for a while. And I said, that does make sense. That has, for somebody to be in a place with just such filth, that has to be a mental condition. It has to be. I can't see how it couldn't be. I mean, it's a possibility that it's not, but I can't see it. So I agree. They should have probably, you know what? I don't know. I'm on the fence, Stace, because let me explain myself. DFS was trying to get them help. They were trying to help them as much as they could, even though they may be short-staffed and everything like that, as much as they could. And I think they did give them time to get this fixed, in which, like you said, they could have gotten rid of the dogs. They could have hired a cleaning company and everything like that. I do sympathize with the mental health part of it, But at the same time, I feel like somebody was trying to help them, and short of actually just physically putting somebody in the house and cleaning it for them, I don't know what else they could have done. I think only one of them more than likely had a mental health issue, and the husband more had the physical issue. I can understand he can't stand, but without the one who was mentally healthy should have at least called a cleaning company and gotten that done, meaning you don't have to stand and do anything. So one of them could have gotten it taken care of. I agree arresting them was a bit much, but then the question is, to keep the children safe, what should the solution have been? So I kind of sympathize with them, and the more I think about it, I kind of don't sympathize with them. I just want to know let me know in the comments below. What do you think the solution should have been if one of them was mentally healthy and not doing anything about it? The other one has a mental health issues, and obviously they're not going to do anything about it. How do we keep the children safe in that situation? What should the solution have been? Because even if someone had sent in a person to clean the house once, say, let's take government money or whatever, and send somebody in to clean the house for them, telling them to upkeep it, if they weren't even trying in the first place, will still land them in the same issue. And now the two children are suffering. So how should it have been handled to keep primarily the two children safe? That's my question. Let me know your answer in the comments below, Stace. When she sent that message, what I said was, quote, "Well, now that you put it that way, I can see your point and now sympathize with them. Thanks for literally putting me in my place." Which, if you're actually putting me in my place with things that make sense, comments that make sense, I'm put in my place. I am not too proud to say that I don't know everything. I am a human being. I don't know everything. When you come at me with bullshit, then I come back at you with bullshit. So I just wanted to point out a way that somebody put me in my place, I felt, and I thank them for it. But then the more I think about it, this is where I am now. And I just want to know, what do you think the solution should have been to keep those children safe? So that is all I have for you for this Florida Man Friday. Don't forget to let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and also to go ahead and answer the poll question. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being lambs. Thank you for all of your support through all of this craziness. You have no idea how much it means to me to have y'all here every single week. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye.